I remember the exact moment everything collapsed around me. When my life no longer made sense. The invitations had already been mailed. Her dress was hanging untouched in the closet. A symbol of a future that suddenly felt like it had never really existed. We had argued for weeks over the seating chart, finally settling it just days before. All the details, all the effort, were in place. The stage was set. And then, in the cruelest way imaginable, she vanished. 3 days before, Emma kissed me gently on the forehead before leaving for what she called a girls' trip. She promised she'd be back before the weekend. Told me we'd go together to meet the florist on Saturday. Instead, that Saturday I sat with my phone pressed to my ear, calling everyone she said she would be with, only to hear the same confused answers. No one had seen her, no one had heard from her. My chest felt like it was being crushed with every unanswered call. My first thought wasn't betrayal, it was disaster. I was convinced something terrible had happened. Maybe a car accident, maybe she'd been taken. Each time the phone rang I braced for the worst, waiting for the police to tell me they'd found her body, or that she was in a hospital bed somewhere. But that call never came. What did come was silence. Days of it. 5 full days without a word, without a single message, her parents frantic, me filing a missing persons report. I searched through her social media, through every message thread we'd ever had, combed through her email. Nothing. She was gone, erased. The police tried to calm me, saying maybe she just needed space before the wedding. That word, space, burned through me like acid. If she wanted space, why hadn't she said so? Why vanish and leave everyone terrified? On the 6th night, at 2:15 a.m., my phone buzzed. My heart leapt in my chest. Finally, some news, finally a sign she was alive. But the message was short, distant, almost clinical. I'm okay. I just need some time to think. Please don't worry. I'll explain soon. No, I love you. No, I miss you. Just a detached explanation that explained nothing. I stared at the message for nearly an hour, hands shaking, but didn't respond. It was wrong. It didn't sound like her, or maybe it did, and I was just realizing who she really was. The wedding never happened. The very next morning I called her mother, who hadn't received a message. Neither had her father. She had cut everyone out. By the 7th day, the venue coordinator called asking for final confirmations, and that was when it sank into me like a knife. I knew there would be no wedding. I canceled it, not because I was angry, but because I couldn't walk into a room of 200 people and pretend everything was fine while the woman I was supposed to marry was out there deciding if I was even worth her time. My parents supported me, though her family begged me to wait. But the silence had already answered every question I had. 2 weeks later, she returned. I was surrounded by boxes, packing away the decorations we'd never use, when the doorbell rang. There she stood, sunburned, hair tangled, denim jacket from the day she left still clinging to her shoulders. She looked guilty, almost afraid. "Daniel," she whispered, "can we talk?" I wanted to scream, to demand where she'd been. But my voice came out flat and empty. She stepped inside, eyes wandering over the stripped-down apartment, the blank tables, the missing photos. It was no longer our home. It was just a waiting room for goodbye. "I needed to clear my head," she began. I laughed, a sharp, humorless laugh. "You disappeared. You left everyone terrified. And that's your explanation." Her hands shook. "I didn't mean for it to happen this way. I was just confused." "Confused about what?" I snapped. "About marrying me?" She didn't reply. Her silence was louder than any answer. She left after 20 minutes, promising she'd explain soon, but I was done waiting. That night I went digging. Our shared cloud drive was still open to me, something she had forgotten about. That's where I found them, photographs hidden deep in a secret album. A beach I didn't recognize. Sunset drinks. Emma smiling in picture after picture, pressed against a man I had never seen before. His bearded arm wrapped around her like he owned her. My chest tightened. My vision blurred as I scrolled through them. The timestamps told the truth. They were taken the exact week she'd disappeared. The next day I called her. My voice was steady, too steady. "Who is he?" I asked. She didn't even pretend not to know. She didn't ask who I was talking about. She just went silent before whispering, "His name is Tyler." I met him 6 months ago at the gym. 6 months. Half a year of lying, planning a wedding with me while sneaking away with someone else. Why? Was all I could manage. Her voice broke as she answered. I don't know. At first it was a mistake. I thought it was just a fling. But when the wedding got closer, I panicked. I needed to know what I really wanted. And it wasn't me, I said. She wept, loud and broken sobs, but I didn't move to comfort her. Not this time. Word spread quickly after that. Her parents were devastated. Mine were furious. Friends who had booked flights demanded explanations I couldn't give without shattering myself again. Emma left me voicemails saying she wanted to work it out, but how do you repair something that was never real? For weeks I couldn't sleep in our bed. I stayed on the couch, staring at the ceiling, haunted by the thought of her with him. Her whispers, her touches, everything she once gave me now given to someone else. The apartment became a graveyard of memories. Then came the twist I never expected. 3 weeks later, I got an email from someone named Claire. I think we need to talk about Emma, it began. I'm Tyler's girlfriend. My blood went cold. We met at a small cafe downtown. She looked wrecked, with pale skin and dark circles under her eyes. She slid her phone across the table. Messages between Tyler and Emma. It wasn't just an affair. It was a plan. They had been plotting to run away together after the wedding. Emma wanted to go through with it, to marry me, collect the gifts, the money, the honeymoon, and then leave, splitting what she could grab on her way out. Claire found the proof. Emails where Emma raged about the prenup I insisted on. How she was furious it ruined her chances. That was why she disappeared. Not confusion. Not panic. But because she realized the plan was falling apart. The next time I saw her, I didn't yell or cry. I simply laid the printed emails on the table. Her face drained of color. Who showed you this? She whispered. It doesn't matter, I said. You were going to marry me for the show, the money, the gifts, and then what? Leave me broken while you ran off with him. She didn't deny it. She just sat, buried her face in her hands and muttered. I didn't mean for it to get this far. That line almost made me laugh again. She had chosen every step that led us here. It's been 6 months now. The venue never refunded us. The invitations were never sent back. But I'm lighter. The rage has burned away, leaving only clarity. I deleted everything. Photos, messages, traces of her. Claire left Tyler too. We talk sometimes, not as anything more, but as two people who survived the same storm. Some nights I wonder if Emma ever loved me. Or if I was just a placeholder, a convenient step in her escape plan. But then I remember her face when I canceled the wedding. Not sorrow, not love, but fear. Fear that her mask had slipped. Betrayal doesn't always